location was Sarasota, Florida. The date was August 17th, 1969. There was an artist named Ben Stahl. He was born in 1910 and soon after showed a proficiency for art. Norman Rockwell went on record saying that Ben Stahl was one of the true masters in the world of art. At the height of his career, the Catholic press contracted Ben to do a series of paintings featuring the various stages of the cross. The paintings were so popular that he recreated the paintings, this time in full size. According to Ben's son David, something magical was in the air as Ben was creating these pieces of art. According to David, Ben was able to paint Jesus' head in 30 to 40 strokes, an act that has never been accomplished since then. When Ben finished the paintings, he wanted to show them to the world. He opened his own museum named the Museum of the Cross, so the public could enjoy his work. 3 years after opening the Museum of the Cross, the building was broken into by a group of thieves. The thieves knew what they were doing, because instead of cutting the art away from its housing, they took the time and removed the steeples one at a time. According to retired Captain John Townsend, he believed that it was 3 to 4 criminals who undertook this theft, which took a minimum of 4 hours. The next morning, Ben rushed to the museum after being called by the director of the museum. When Ben arrived at the museum, he was in utter shock. All 14 of his priceless pieces of art were gone. According to David, the Stahls didn't have enough money to afford any type of security system or a guard, so they went on the blind faith that the community was full of good people. What happened to the paintings of Ben Stahl? Ben Stahl died never finding out the fate of his paintings. The Stahl family continues to offer a reward for the return of the paintings. The statute of limitations has run out on this crime. If someone bought these paintings, they don't have to be afraid of being arrested if they return the property. If you have any information, please call your local law enforcement office.
The final thought is just my opinion about what could have happened in the case you just watched. The final thought isn't meant to be taken as exact proof.
Okay, it's now time for the final thought. As I've always said, the final thought is my opinion. It's not meant to be taken as fact. So, just please don't give me a rashing for it, I'm just like everybody else, we all have our theories. Upon looking at the evidence from this video, I believe that this was a carefully orchestrated undertaking, that these criminals were hired by somebody, with money. These criminals were not your normal street thugs. Normal street thugs do smash and grabs. These people carefully broke into a building, knowing that it was not alarmed. That means that they had to case the joint, which means that they were already in there during opening hours. They saw that there was no security cameras, and if there were no security cameras, then there were probably no security alarms, and they saw that there were no guards. That's why I think this is a professional job, and it has to be somebody with money to hire these kind of people, because these people are not cheap. So odds are that it could have been anyone, honestly, that hired these people. Anybody from, you know, it could have been a Hollywood, it could have been a Hollywood superstar, all the way to some rich person in Russia, and in between. Those paintings are never going to be seen again. I'll be honest, because it's something that these paintings were not, when they were stolen, they were not, you know, given to whoever paid for them, and that they were just put like in a closet and kept away. These are probably on display in a very secret art collection that only the person who paid to have them stolen and his intermediate family and circle knows about. I can imagine these paintings being in the room of like a wine room where that people can sit down and enjoy the magnificence of these paintings. Because normal people, unless you're an art aficionado, people, your average Joe Schmo will just look at these paintings and go, oh, normal painting. It's a picture of Christ, big deal, like. But people who are really into art can see how it took like only 30 to 40 strokes to do Jesus' head. How he made the painting so spectacular. Now I know that on the original Robert Stack version of this case, that there was a guy who confronted a priest. I don't recall what the location was, but he said that he had information about the paintings that were stolen, and that if the church wanted the paintings back, to give this guy so much money. And I would have added that to this video, but for some reason I could not find that cut of the Robert Stack episode. I don't know where it is. I had it before, but so I had to rely on the Dennis Farina version. So that's why this video was so short. It's just that the Dennis Farina version of Unsolved Mysteries really just took to the basic points. So that's why that information was omitted. But I'll be honest, I don't want to say that the priest is lying. But why would they offer to return the paintings to the church, but not to the person who actually painted them? I think this was just a thing that the priest concocted as a way of trying to get attention on him or the church. Who knows? But I don't think it actually happened. But that was just my final thought. I would honestly like to see the paintings reunited with his family, but the realist in me says that it'll never happen. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. I know it's been a while since I've released one of these, and I know that people prefer them in a more timely manner, but life dictates, But as I always say, if you like what you see, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you want, and remember, click that bell, and you will be alerted to any time I release a new video. Okay? Thank you, and stay tuned for the next episode.